Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loca here. Join me today as I tell you how to force spring bulbs for indoor blooms. So let's go. It is the end of February and we still have a lot of snow on the ground. There are still many months here before I actually see spring bulbs blooming in my landscape. And indoors, I've been busy starting plants from seed, but I still want to have something blooming with nice color, which is why I enjoy forcing spring bulbs so that they bloom earlier on in the house. Even though it's not very hard, there is a little bit of work involved when it comes to forcing spring bulbs to bloom indoors. Most spring bulbs need somewhere between 12 to 15 weeks of a cold or chill period. Now that period of time is going to vary depending on the type of bulb as well as the cultivar. There are a lot of great websites out there for bulb companies that will tell you how long a specific bulb needs of a chill period. But just to make it easy, if you're not sure, just make sure you give your spring bulb a chill period of at least 15 or 16 weeks, and that will cover it. If you chill a bulb for longer than what is suggested, it's not a bad thing. It won't harm the bulb. Now, if you under-chill a bulb, meaning you don't give it enough of a cold period that it needs, you might actually stunt the bulb. And even though it might bloom for you, the size of the plant might be shorter and the blooms might not be as nice as they could have been. If you're new to forcing bulbs indoors, I highly recommend you start with some of the easier bulbs that you can force. Tulips are definitely easy to force indoors. The same applies for hyacinths. Now, when it comes to hyacinths, just be mindful you should be wearing gloves when you're handling the bulb. And that's because the bulb can cause some sort of skin irritation. Also, for hyacinths, you can force the bulbs in soil or in water. Crocuses as well as muscari are also great bulbs that you can easily force indoors in soil or water. And then finally, daffodils, also known as narcissus, are another spring bulb that are very easy to force indoors. Now, there are some bulbs that you absolutely can also force indoors. They're known to be a little bit more difficult, a little bit trickier, but I'll list them on the screen in case you're interested. Worth mentioning, there are some bulbs that don't need a cold period in order for them to bloom indoors. Some of them you might already know about, like amaryllis or paper whites, and there's a whole list of other bulbs that don't require a cold stratification period. Again, I recommend when it comes to buying bulbs, you do your research just to see which bulbs need a cold period and which ones don't. So let's talk about some of those easier bulbs that you can force, like daffodils and tulips. For a cold period, you want to put them in temperatures somewhere between 35 and 45 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't want to put them somewhere where they're going to freeze because that can actually kill the bulb. A common place where people like to keep their bulbs for pre-chilling is in a refrigerator. When you do that, make sure you're putting your bulbs in a paper bag just so that they can breathe and so that they don't rot. Also, you don't want to store your bulbs close to any fruit or vegetables because they give off an ethylene gas that can be harmful to your bulbs. A spare refrigerator is a great place to store spring bulbs. And if you're like me, I don't have room in my refrigerator for any spring bulbs. So there are other options. You can pre-chill your bulbs by putting them in an unheated space that stays that temperature range of 35 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Somewhere like a cellar, a basement, in an unheated garage. Just make sure that the bulbs are not going to freeze in any of those places. Other places might include a cool bedroom or even a crawl space. And if you don't have the room or the space or the time to pre-chill your bulbs, you always have the option of buying pre-chilled bulbs from different bulb companies. They usually will charge you more for sending out pre-chilled bulbs, but it might be worth it for you. So just to review, a general timeline would be to get your bulbs in the fall time, and you want to go ahead and start pre-chilling those bulbs anywhere from 3 to 4 months. And then sometime during mid to late winter, you can go ahead and start potting up your bulbs. Some people actually like to do this process in succession so that they have spring bulbs blooming at different times in their house. But if you're new to this process, I recommend just doing it with one pot and trying to get it to bloom in your house. And then over the years, as you master it, you can go ahead and start with the succession planting of the bulbs. My average last frost date is May 15th. The ground is still frozen outside, so I still have plenty of time to go ahead and plant my bulbs and then give them that period of time that they need in order for them to bloom inside. When it comes to this pot right over here, I'll put the dimensions of it up on the screen just so you know what they are, but I filled them at the very bottom level with red tulips. And then for the top level, I added crocuses, and it's a mix of colors. I believe there's some purple as well as yellow. There might even be some white ones in there. And I planted this pot during the midwinter months, and I kept it in my unheated garage, which doesn't freeze. It usually stays somewhere between 38 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit during the coldest parts of my winter. So I know that the bulbs got the chill period that they needed, and when the bulbs were ready, they started to wake up, which is why I brought the pot inside. And that was one way that I could get my spring bulbs to be forced to bloom indoors during February. I checked on them each month. I gave them a little bit of water, and it's not completely dark in my garage. It does get a little bit of natural sunlight, but not direct sunlight. And now I'm going to keep this pot indoors so I can enjoy the blooms. And that's just one way to get your spring bulbs to be forced to bloom indoors. Another way is to take your pre-chilled bulbs that you had in storage and go ahead and get them potted up. Some of the supplies that you'll need will include a pot. It can be decorative or not. It's really up to you. It really should have drainage holes in it because you want to make sure that you're not giving too much water. And if you are, you want the water to be able to drain out. Otherwise, the bulbs can rot. Next, you'll need some sort of a well-draining potting mix. It can be whatever brand you choose to use. You'll need some water because you will be watering in your bulbs after you plant them. A plant label is optional, but I think it's a good idea just so you know exactly what you've planted. You'll need your pre-chilled bulbs. And then a final optional thing that you can use for this project would be something to top dress your potting mix, just so you're not looking at the dirt. It could be something like moss or decorative stone. You can be creative with whatever you want to top dress, just so it looks pretty. In terms of planting, you want to partially fill the pot with potting mix. And then you want to plant your bulbs about 1 inch under soil. Typically, when you're forcing bulbs, you're not going to plant them as deep as you would plant them outside. I suggest you place your bulbs densely and tightly for a better display. Just make sure your bulbs are pointy side up and flat side down. And then cover the bulbs with potting mix. And don't forget to add a plate or saucer under your pot if it doesn't have one already. Give the pot a nice drink of water. Go ahead and add your label to your pot. And then the next step is optional, but I highly recommend it. You want to take your pot and you want to place it in a cool, dark place that stays somewhere around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And it will stay there for about 2 weeks. And the reason that you're doing that is you want the bulbs to slowly wake up and you want them to start creating roots. Doing this step should ensure that you have a much stronger plant that's not going to flop over when it starts blooming. During that time, the bulbs may start sprouting, and they may be a yellow color. Don't worry about that. As soon as you bring the bulbs into a warmer, sunnier location, they'll turn more of a green color. After the 2-week period is over, you can go ahead and bring your pot from that dark, cool space into a warm, sunny location. And then after a few weeks, your bulbs should bloom for you. Just make sure the soil does not dry out. You want to make sure you keep watering your bulbs. As the blooms are spent and start to fade, you can go ahead and just cut those off. And then for the rest of the winter, you want to treat those bulbs as a houseplant. Continue to water them, keep them in the sunny area, and then after any danger of frost has passed, you can remove the bulbs from your pot and plant them in your landscape. And depending on a number of factors, those bulbs may or may not bloom for you again the following year, but it's still worthwhile to take the bulbs and put them in your landscape. Some people like to throw them away, but I suggest why not try to just find an area, plant them out there, and see what happens. Have you ever forced spring bulbs indoors? If so, let me know in the comments which ones you tried and what was your process. And until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.